It's the second day of 12 days of OpenAI, and it's the second day we got something expensive. This time, it's reinforcement fine tuning. Essentially, if one of the strongest models from OpenAI cannot do something for you, you can train it up again using the reinforcement fine tuning and make it just a lot smarter for your specific domain. Note that this is mostly relevant and important for big scientific uh, problems, but we're going to use our email example, our email application, to actually explain this a little bit better. So here it is. What it does is it takes your emails and it checks how many of them actually require any action, just labels them for you, and you can take the actions yourself. Later, as the models get smarter, what we want it to do is we want them to take those actions. I don't want to be dealing with my email ever again. So let's reinforcement fine tune it to make this work. Now, to fine tune that model, we need more data. We need data that the model doesn't know, doesn't has not seen yet. So what I would do is, for example, I would ask a model, the O1, to actually suggest the next action. I would have that as an interface here. And now I would let users use this feature, and I would even count the time. For example, every, since generation until they clicked complete, I would track if they actually went over to Gmail and did something else. Maybe they just closed this and never used it again. We take in all these factors and we store them all. We let it run for a few days. We collect some data, and now we know. For example, the archiving mess email suggestion was taken so quickly for this type of content. That must mean this is a strong signal that this is a good action. If it's taking longer, if people don't do it, that's a strong signal, like weaker signal, or maybe even a negative signal that this is not the right call to make. So we collect all that data, and now we can actually use reinforcement fine tuning to send that back. And for similar situations, you should be able to predict well what kind of action is needed on an email. But I think this displays well on how one would collect such data and then use it to actually improve that model from the ground up. That's day 2. See you tomorrow. Otron.io.